Hello, welcome back to Recovery Real Talk. I've been gone a very long time. My apologies. I thought I'd be back a lot faster than I thought. My name is Angelica Matias Rodriguez, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
Alex Dennison.
Oh, tell me about yourself.
Oh, man. Tell me,
Where are you from?
where am I from?
Yeah.
Born and raised in Eureka, California.
Boo.
I know. It's actually kind of lame. But I moved around quite a bit before I came back here. I was in Buffalo, New York before I moved back home. And I've been here since 2021. July 2021. So it's been like 5 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's actually really fucking crazy. I was just telling my girlfriend that I can't believe I've been back this long. I did not intend to be back here this long.
We always talked about moving. I remember you would like bring it up all the time, but you were still here, so I was just like,
yeah, my goal was to be back for like a year and then find somewhere else to go. But
yeah,
you know, find people.
I definitely remember that.
Yeah, time flies real fast when you're in a toxic relationship.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I like got back here and ran into one of my girlfriends from high school, and then just went, and then 3 years went by pretty quick.
That was a roller coaster to like watch from the outside.
Yeah, I can imagine. It was a roller coaster on the inside too.
There were so many times I wanted to beat your ass, and like talk some sense into you, and you just would not listen. I'd be like, "Dude, this is really unhealthy and not okay," and you were just like, "Nah." Yeah,
I kind of accepted it at that point because I didn't have any intention of leaving for a long time, so it was you just get used to a new normal, and I was also off my rocker. So yeah. I'm not saying I didn't care about this person a lot, but I didn't really care. I like lost sight of myself.
Yeah.
So it was really easy to not remove myself from the situation until I was forced to do so.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm here now.
Yeah. I can definitely tell you're really happy.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
I usually talk a lot of shit to you, so this is me being like really nice to you.
And I'm like, this is weird. No, but I was like drinking a lot and wasn't taking care of my mental health. So, and you know, when you're getting smacked up every other month,
yeah, I was getting my ass beat.
You know,
yeah, no, that totally, yeah, valid, man.
But you know, I'm happy that it happened. I'm grateful that it happened for the experience. You know, now I know all kinds of things.
So, tell me about your. You know, I know that you're here to talk about your alcoholism, which happy anniversary.
Yeah.
We've been talking about doing this podcast for how long? Like when you got sober?
Yeah, and probably even before that, but because I tried to get sober in November of 2024, and that lasted like 79 days.
Yeah, I remember when you told me you relapsed, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of I felt it. I did at that time. Like, I don't know. I didn't necessarily want to do it, but I kind of like had to do it at least for a little bit, even if it was only like 2.5 months. But just the environment was different, and I had like busted my buddy's window out with my phone.
I think I remember that. Yeah, you definitely told me about that, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, which is crazy because that's not even the craziest thing that has happened. It was
I know.
It was just the first time that ever happened, like with that particular friend, and because normally I wasn't like doing stuff like that around. Like it was like it was weird because it was very dependent. It wasn't like dependent necessarily on the people, but most of the time that's kind of what it looked like. Because I don't know, but I was like blacking out on the regular. I was in and out of a blackout probably all the time.
Oh my
God. Yeah. And I knew what was happening. It was like after like 4 or 5 or whatever, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm here, but then I'm not here. And I had to distance myself from that friend, but it took me a while to do so. And I was like, I was just not a good person, even though I thought I was. Like the way I treated some people and the way I
Yeah.
spoke to people when I was drunk as fuck.
I think one time, the only time that I felt like, because you never treated me badly during your addiction, the only time that I kind of felt like you were mean to me was I ran into you at the bar at 707 one time,
Mm.
and you were with that ex. And I was like super excited to see you, and I was like, "Oh my God," I don't know if you remember.
No, I don't, but I like as you're saying it like makes sense why why that vibe was felt.
Yeah, I
You
was
know.
like, "Why isn't he like happy to see me?" Because I was like, "Oh my God," I was like, "Hi," and I like gave you a hug, and you didn't even hug me back, mind you. And I was like, that's when I was like, red flag.
Bro, I wasn't allowed to do that. Like,
Yeah, I figured, and I think you texted me like the next like 2 days later or something, and you were like, "Hey, sorry, sorry, that was so weird," and I was just like,
Yeah, it was like that with like, I mean, because also like the way I grew up, I have a lot of friends that are girls. And in
Mhm.
that particular relationship, I couldn't really be who I am. Even when I was drinking all the time, I'm happy. I talk to people. I get happy. I'm happy when especially when I see people that I know, like you. But it was weird because I couldn't. At least that's how it felt. I know that
No,
it's
I
weird
get what you mean.
yeah, and it's weird to be like, oh, well, I wasn't allowed to do that. Like I know I'm not a fucking kid,
Yeah,
but it's like anything to avoid a blowout
yeah,
because nobody knows what happens when you leave the bar.
yeah. Nobody knows what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes sometimes it wasn't even behind fucking closed doors. But
I don't think I was ever there to witness anything like that. I think I've just heard the stories you've told me, and I'm like, oh my God.
yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Yeah, just to say the least about it. But I was never really mean to my friends, really. It was like I've had like a lot of unhealed trauma that I didn't really like work on, or if I thought I did, I just never did. So I took it all out on people that were like super close to me, or if I got it's weird. It's just weird.
No, yeah, I get it. It's easier to take it out on the people that are close to you than it is to the people that aren't,
Yeah, and
which is weird.
right, right, and it's yeah, processing all that stuff, or like not processing it and doing everything you can to get away from it and not think about it. So yeah, like I'm happy to be here now, and like I have a good relationship with my mom, and I kind of shit all over her for a while, which was really sad. I shit all over a lot of people. Like there were people in the cabinet shop that cared about me a lot, and I just like I didn't really realize it until like within the last like 6 months or something that I walked all over people, and I was miserable to be around, like to work with, to
I never got to work directly with you, but I mean, you lived across the street from me.
oh
Like,
yeah,
you lived across the parking lot from me in my
prime
old
time.
apartment.
Yeah, that place, that was sick. That was pretty cool. Yeah, dude. It really took off. Like I started drinking in high school. I feel like everybody and their mom around here did.
There's
But
nothing else to do.
yeah, it's drink, have sex, and do drugs.
Well, I didn't do drugs, but I didn't like. Oh, this is so bad because this is a recovery podcast. I didn't start like experimenting until out of high school, quote unquote.
Well, I mean, respect,
Yeah,
because of that, dude.
I was kind of a puss. Like,
fair. I know. I feel like I was a lot more aware. You know, like
yeah.
and or at least like you walk the line. You know,
Mhm.
especially because you're not supposed to be doing any of that because you're a fucking kid.
Well, I was just like really scared of my mom
Oh yeah,
because I was
fair
like,
enough.
oh my God, if she found out, oh my, like thinking, like one time I remember my freshman year, me and my friends went to the woods over by Grant Elementary and we were drinking like a bottle of vodka that was like in this water bottle. And like my dad was calling me and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get caught. And like, I was freaking out. So it's like I did drink a lot in high school like anybody else does, but like I remember I was just so scared of my parents.
Dude, I feel yeah, that's fair. My dad freaked me out more so than my mom, but my mom was like always more open to stuff like that because like she has her own story, you know, and she's just always been more open and not do like if you're too hard like that, then your kids won't come to you. You know what I mean? Like if you're like too strict, then
Yeah.
then it's like when something does happen, you're not going to call your parents. And I think my mom did a really good job at saying like it's okay if things happen, but if you're like in too deep somewhere, like call me. So
I think my mom was the right amount of like scared me straight, but also like if you need something, call me, because she's definitely picked me up from like parties in
For
high
sure.
school. Like I've been like, Mom, come get me. I'm in the bushes.
I'm in the
The
bushes.
cops are here. I want to go home. So like my mom definitely, you know, she was pretty cool, but like she also knew how to scare me straight.
Yeah, fair enough. That's the Latina.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah, realistically.
Realistically.
She was a hard ass, but I needed it. Because I think I would have probably went off my rocker if she wasn't on me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we've talked about it, her and I definitely would have probably been. I was her problem child, and I wasn't even that bad. So, like, I can't imagine if she wasn't as hard as she was on me, because I think I probably would have went down like a weird path.
That's so funny to hear that you were the problem child. I never would have thought.
I know, right? I just like. I don't know. I wasn't like bad. Like I didn't get into trouble. Well, I never got caught, but like I never really did anything terrible.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I would sneak out, but like
that's like normal.
that's normal.
Yeah.
I would drink and like smoke weed or whatever, but like I didn't do anything like bad. Like I never got in trouble with the cops or anything.
Yeah, for sure. And like as like a minor too, like I know a lot of people that were they are still. Now they're gacked out on the side of the street, which is crazy.
It's really sad.
Yeah, it is. I try not to think about it sometimes.
I don't know a lot of people, but I see a lot of really young people like cycle through where I work, and it's really sad.
Yeah, and that place it's got like the kids who get kicked out for being different and their parents are weird. It's got people who struggle with like addiction and in a kid brain, a teenage brain. And I can only imagine.
Yeah, I would be like looking through stuff and I'd be like, oh my God, this person's only like a couple years younger than me.
Yeah, it's insane.
And it's like it's crazy to me because I look at where I'm at and then I see where they're at and I'm like, oh, it makes you sad.
Yeah. I saw I heard one of my friends from high school was like down by Costco, like panhandling. And I drove around trying to find her, but I think she was gone by the time I got there. But yeah, it's insane. Like the different paths and how dark it can get. And this place, like Humboldt, is so beautiful, but at the same time, it's got like a dark vortex around it. There's always a cloud of like dark shit.
The redwood curtain.
Yeah, nobody knows what happens behind the redwood curtain.
I don't know. I feel like Humboldt didn't always. I don't remember it the way it is right now growing up, but I feel like it's just progressively gotten worse as time goes on. Because I remember seeing homeless people growing up and stuff, but I don't remember seeing this many.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe I just didn't notice, because why would I be paying attention to that as a kid?
Yeah. And like the Bay Area sends them up here.
I've heard that.
They like buy them bus tickets.
I have heard that from San Francisco.
Yeah. And it's like a whole systemic thing when I think about like the houseless community. And because a lot of them do like, yes, they do drugs, but and some of them are far gone. Like, but it's more, I feel like it's just a system thing. Like we don't have infrastructure in place to help anybody really that's down in the dirt like that. Like they just they like get written off, which is really unfortunate. And I don't think it should be that way.
Well, I don't think that people actually look at the bigger picture when they think of like the houseless population too, is that there's a bigger picture behind it. Like someone could be self-medicating with drugs.
Right.
And people don't think about it in that sense of like people like I know someone that would do meth because they were hungry and they didn't want to feel hungry. So it could be stuff like that. And it's unfortunate because it is super addicting.
Yeah,
you know?
then you get hooked on it, and
Or sometimes it's generational. Like they were using really young with their parents, and
yeah,
it could be a lot of different things I don't think that's why people are like, oh, it's like a choice, and it's like, well, you don't know what their options were.
Right, and like at a certain point, it's not a choice. Like whether it's self-medicating into a point where you're actually physically dependent on it, it's dangerous for you to come off of it.
It can be, yeah.
It can be super dangerous. Like my mom's told me a lot. Like if you're gonna start, like with alcohol, and it's like I feel like it's like that with anything else, but alcohol withdrawals, especially when you're older, are so dangerous. And she's like, if you're gonna start drinking a fifth a fucking day, you better plan on not stopping, because the stopping is what'll kill you.
Yeah, people can have seizures.
Oh yeah.
It's super dangerous. I think that when people withdraw, they sometimes have to go to like a treatment center to withdraw to make sure that they do it correctly so that they don't die.
Yeah, and it's
don't
like,
have these side effects.
And there's different rehabs for that. Like there's like that are more like you do like the medical detox, and then you're out into the other wing or whatever. But I'm grateful. I never had to go to rehab. I mean, it was like it was suggested, and I was never like physically. I mean, maybe I was more so than I thought, but never to the extent of that. Which I'm grateful for, because I know a lot of people that have some pretty crazy stories when it comes to detoxing and all that.
You never thought about going to a treatment center?
I thought about it. I just never did it.
Yeah.
And my mom and I talked about it a few times, but I couldn't leave. Like I couldn't go somewhere for 60. I couldn't leave my life,
just pick up and go into treatment.
And not talk, like, and not that I like needed to talk to anybody really, but I probably felt like that at the time. And yeah, I just couldn't do that at that time. And I didn't have any money. Like I had gotten hurt at work.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
In like April of 2023. And excuse me, sorry.
It's okay.
Jeez. And then after that, like I was drinking before that, like every weekend, and then I probably and then it started drinking during the week when I was working. I'd be out at the bar till like 2 a.m, and I'd get up at work at 6, and then go to work and do it all over again.
Yeah,
for an extended period of time, and then I got hurt, and it kind of just like took off from there, and then I got laid off. And I had nothing, and my duty status changed so I couldn't go back to work until it was all taken care of.
I remember that.
And then I was just drinking like every day, pretty much. Maybe with like a couple days in between, or maybe like a day. But with my friend, I thought he was my best friend, like my best friend at the time, and we were just playing off each other and drinking all the time, and that's kind of like where his car started to go downhill. But the first time I went to the drunk tank was after a work party.
I remember that. I picked you up and took you to go pick up your car.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And I like wasn't taking care of anything, dude. And at that time I was like a fucking leech. I feel like now that I look back on it, like my mom is a wonderful human. And she tried so hard to love me through absolutely everything, but I wasn't taking the help. Like at that time, like on my car, I was driving her Jeep.
Yeah.
And because my car had popped tires and I was on a donut and I like wasn't taking care of it. And yeah, dude, and then eventually I got kicked out, rightfully so. Like I had like I think like 3 or 4 experiences like with the cops being called on me around here because I was aggressive. Like
Yeah, you'd get mad.
and like really mad.
And you know what's weird is that I specifically kind of remember that party because I was
Bro, I was hammered.
I was I was
so
so drunk. I honestly don't even know how I got home, if I'm being complete. I know somebody took me home, but I woke up and my lights were all on in my apartment that you lived in, that I lived in first.
Yeah.
The lights were all on, and I woke up at like it was like 11:30 at night. Like I don't know. I guess the party had ended at like
I think
9:30,
we were
10.
being
Oh, we got
too
kicked
loud.
out. I
Yeah,
think.
we got kicked out at like 10 or like 10 or something like that.
And I just remember waking up and being like, "What the fuck?" And my phone was there. And then I woke up the next morning and you called me, and you were like, "Hey, I just got out of jail." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Can you pick me up to go get my car?" And I was like, "Yeah, come get you right now."
Dude, yeah, that was crazy.
It was a good time.
And even after that, like I never thought I never thought I had an alcohol problem.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think you had a problem back then either. That was what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. No, wait. Was it?
Yeah, I think it was like 2023.
Yeah, it was March, I think, 2023. And then I got hurt a month later.
Yeah,
But
that sounds right.
I just used alcohol as a coping mechanism, like a lot of people do, even if they don't realize that's what they're doing.
Mhm.
Like, and in May of 23, I got my like mental health diagnosis, and that made a lot of sense.
You're like, this is why I'm the way that I am.
Yeah, pretty much. And I never tried to get sober. I didn't want to get sober. I like barely wanted to. I didn't necessarily want to do it even this go around, but I knew I had to do it to like save myself. And I was tired of losing people that mattered to me, like my family more so. Like I was so mean and didn't realize that was happening, dude. Or in the sporadic, like the mood stuff and the depression and all the it's like anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
but all the time. And it affected my work. Like I was never drinking and going to work
Mhm.
or anything like that. Like I was like a fairly like I was like functional, and I have rules, you know. But when you drink like that, it really affects your like brain and your mood more so than like anybody like admits, I feel like. So
I agree.
yeah, and you like and I don't know, after a night out, if you're fucking sad the next morning, that's probably because you drank yourself a lot. Like, you know what I mean? It's probably because of all the alcohol that was consumed. Even if it's just like a few. Like my mom and my sister, they don't even drink like that. It's like very seldom. And it's
Mhm.
funny because my sister's a bartender.
That's so funny.
But the next day, it's just like a and if and then you constantly feed that, like your body like it's the gratification thing. So
I always feel like I'm not a super big drinker either. I like to casually, like socially drink. And every now and again, like if I have like a really bad day at work, I'll like get a drink. But I've noticed that every time like when I get super drunk or something, like I go way too over my limit and I wake up hungover the next day, I always feel like dog shit.
yeah,
Like I feel so terrible about myself.
yeah, that's the booze for you.
Yeah. And I hate being hungover. That's my thing is I like to drink to where I'm feeling good if I'm like at a social event or something or hanging out. But like if I start to feel myself like getting drunk, I hate feeling like shit the next day. Like
Yeah.
I hate being hungover. I'm a little baby back bitch when I'm hungover.
Hangovers are not very fun. I like believe it or not, never really got hungover.
I was gonna ask you too.
Yeah, I never really got. There was like a few times, but not like some people. They're like hungover every single time. Like I would still wake up and not feel sick, But I know on the times that I did, it's like the hair of the dog that you just start drinking again. Like, I was like, one of my favorite things was to day drink after a
Dude, I
while.
love day drinking.
Yeah, dude, it was fun. Like, everything was fun until it wasn't. Like, even after the issues, like, there's always happy moments in between in the shit storms, you know. But uh, like, what a trip! Like, on my sobriety date's 4/14/25, and it's just, yeah, it's a trip. I kind of lost my train of thought, but
No, it's okay.
yeah, no, I was drinking all the time, and it was crazy to think that on the 13th, I was in the drunk tank in Oregon.
Oh, yeah, you called me from Oregon, too. You would, like, randomly drunk call me. Like, one time I remember I woke up to, like, 5 missed calls from you at, like, sporadically through the night. Like, it'd be, like, 11, 11:30, 1:30, 2:10, and I'd be like, "What the fuck is he doing?" I'd check your location.
Partying, dog.
Yeah, well, because you lived across the parking lot, so you'd always be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Oh, God."
Yeah,
I couldn't keep up with you. I didn't want to. Like, I was like, no, I'm not like that. I was like, no.
Yeah, it was crazy. And, like, I tried to, like, even when I look back on it, I'm like, man, I think I know people that can drink more than I drank, but I'm a little person. And now, at this time, I'm like 45 pounds heavier than I was. Like, when I was drinking all the time, I was like between 100 and 110 pounds.
Yeah, you were thin.
And when I got hurt, I was like 104 pounds. So it's like, no person should be consuming the amount of booze that I was consuming on like a nightly basis, and definitely on the weekends. Like, and I just like stopped going to I would go to the bar on the weekends, but I stopped. I preferred to drink at home.
Yeah, I was gonna say there'd be times where I'd be like, "Hey, you want to go to like the cider bar?" And you'd be like, "No, I'm gonna drink my twisted tea in my apartment." And I'd be like, "Okay."
Because at that point, it's like I stopped caring about drinking and driving, which is like super unfortunate. Like and the way that I was raised is like that's like ass backwards, but also at the same time not. Like I love my dad. I'm not trying to throw any shade on my dad or anything, but he like I think he's in all his 55 years. I mean, obviously, when he was a baby and a kid, he wasn't drinking, but
Right.
I'm fairly certain that his environment was not the healthiest, and especially when it comes to alcohol. And then when I was a kid, he was drinking a lot. He has like 1 year. There was 1 year when I was like 16 or 17 where he wasn't drinking, and that was insane. And he's drinking now, but he's not. Like, that's his choice, and he's like functional too. Like, he doesn't like he gets stuff taken care of, and he's like happy, and he's married, and all that stuff. But it definitely like formed like my relationship with alcohol. So, which I feel like is like everybody. Well, it's normal, like, to be face down. You know, or drink until you can't do it anymore, till you're out, you're passed out, or
That's not normal.
That's like
that's not normal.
like, right? And you would never think that, like, you never think that it's the people who are supposed to be enforcing these laws. Like, I know they would, like, when I would go to it's cops, dude. It was all the cops, the old generation around here, and they would, and parties. I remember being a kid, and they're just go like, dude, it was crazy. It's like, but it was barbecues, but everybody's like doing these like insane things and drinking so much, and then calling their friends and doing breathalyzers to see how much they drank, and like, and it like makes sense why I ended up the way. But the only difference is they can't get in trouble because they are the you know what I mean? Like, which is like fucked up in and of itself, but nobody should have that sort of like God complex, I
Yeah.
feel like. And but I got in trouble. I got in trouble around here.
I remember the first time you went to AA and you came to my house or to my apartment, and I was like, you were like, so I went to a meeting today, and I was like, oh, like, is it true they do that thing? It's like, hi, my name is Alex, and I'm an alcoholic.
Yes.
And you were like, yeah, I did it, and I felt seen, and I felt heard, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like that was wild. The first meeting I ever went to, it's called Monday Night Beginners in
Mhm.
Arcata, and I was sobbing when I was in there, and it was weird because some people get mad. I wasn't mad per se, but I was so beat, dude. And you see people in there, and they were coming up to me and talking to me and asking me who I am, and they're just like happy, and I was like, what the fuck? I've never been happy, like I think ever. Really, like there's always happy moments and stuff, but there's always been this underlying sadness and like deep and just like I don't know. I was manic all the fucking time, and and from the time that and depression, like everybody has like their phase when they're in 7th grade, but it was like I was like, 11, 12, and then it just never went away ever. And
I
then,
always remember you being fairly happy, like, kind of. Well, I
yeah,
met you when you were 13.
right. And at that time, it's like I tried. I like actively was trying to be happy on the outside. I didn't want anybody to know like what was going on. And at that time, like I never thought that I could have a life out like past like even when it's like 16 or 17. But in middle school, I started transitioning when I was in high school. I was 16 when I
Yeah.
finally figured out that you could even do that. I didn't know.
I remember like, so I met Alex because he went to St. Bernard's and I went to St. Bernard's, but I think I'm 2 years older than you.
Mhm.
So I was a sophomore, I think.
Yeah.
And then, but St. Bernard's is so small that the junior high kids had the lockers by like the library.
Yeah, and they overlap. Like
And
my
the hallways overlap. So
Yeah.
we would see you guys regularly. And I don't know. I honestly don't even know how we became friends.
I don't know either. It was just
Like,
one day you were here and
Well, okay, so Alex's best friend, Isaac, who unfortunately passed away, I think it's been 8 years this year. I think it's been like 8 years now.
Yeah, it was July 1st, 2017.
So
I
it's
think
been like,
it's almost been 10 years. It's been 9 years.
wow, his birthday was just last month.
March 20th.
Yeah. And so Isaac went to St. Bernard's, and I used to tutor him in course support. We had these classes where you would if you needed like extra help. I think I just had I needed to fill like a gap, but I tutored him. And you guys were best friends, and I got invited to Isaac's birthday party. And I think that was when I saw you again. And I remember they used to tease you, and they'd call you a lesbian, and it would always hurt your feelings.
Yeah,
and then Isaac would be like, "Don't call her that," like because it was like his friend group or whatever. But I remember that I think it was Sam.
It was
like,
all
you guys
my
need
friends,
to stop
dude.
teasing. At the time, they were like, "You need to stop teasing her. Like she doesn't like it. She gets like really upset." And they were boys, They were just like, "Oh, whatever."
And I got my lick back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But well, yeah, and dude, that shit pissed me off. I'm like,
I definitely remember that. Like at his birthday party, like
I got made fun of a lot growing up, like even by my by my friends like that. But I'm also at the same time, it's like those guys. It's like I got it back. I got it back. I got him back. Don't worry. But yeah, it pissed me off. And I just like, because I knew, but dude, I didn't come out as a lesbian until I was a freshman in high school. And I just came back with a girlfriend. And everybody already was like, okay. And then I was 16 and figured out you could transition this way. I only thought you could do it the other way. I'm serious, dude. Until I met this kid in my math class in Mr. Thornburg's math class, sophomore year, and then my junior year, I like did a lot more research, and it was like everything made sense, and then like for the first time, I could kind of see my life past. Like I didn't think I thought I was gonna kill myself by 16, 17. And I didn't.
Which I'm very happy that you did not.
Yeah, and then I started becoming how I felt on the inside, you know, and I have made my outsides match my everything else.
Yeah.
And I try like no I live my life in that sense like pretty stealth because there's some shitty fucking people around here, dude, and especially the way the like country is here at this time. It's pretty freaky, and I feel like we're in like a sundown town.
Really? You
Come
think
on,
so?
Yes, I think so.
Like certain parts?
Yes, I think there's so much homophobia here. There's a lot of racism. It doesn't matter if we're a melting pot.
I feel like that's everywhere, though.
I mean, we're too small. We're too small. It's everywhere you go. We're too small. It's not like we're in Portland or New York City, you know, like where there's hundreds of thousands of people. And here it's and sometimes it's not so direct. It's more like sly.
Like subtle.
Yeah. Like the only way you could get me to tell random people about my life is if I was hammered.
Oh my God.
Because I'm like, dude, I don't want to get my fucking ass kicked for being who I am. And when that's not even my entire personality, you know? And I think for a long time, it's like all these little things like contributed to my drinking. Like it was like at the time I thought it helped with my anxiety. It helped with my like it helped drop all these walls that I had. Like I hate crowds of people. I hate, like it's like but I'm also social, so it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, you're pretty friendly.
Yeah, I try not to be an ass, but I don't know. And being this place is weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously we have different experiences, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. Did you lose your train of thought?
I did. I'm like, it's like you could see it behind my eyes. It just goes blank, dude.
I don't know why I thought your addiction started like around the time Isaac died.
I think it did in its own ways. Because I remember after we had a funeral in Grable, and then we had one here.
We had like a celebration of life.
Yeah, like a month. Maybe it was 3. I think it was like 3 weeks later.
It was in the summer.
It was like July. It was like
July because I was in New York and I got stuck in New York and I couldn't make it to the celebration of life, and I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, that sucked, dude. But that was crazy because the same place we had that work party, and I got hammered.
That's where his celebration of life was, wasn't it?
Yes, that's where his celebration of life was, and I hadn't been back there since.
Yeah, I still get pissed off that like I didn't get to go to that. But
yeah, that's understandable. It's like it's upsetting.
Yeah, because the funeral was in Grable, and I'm not going to go to Wyoming. I mean,
no, and that one was just specifically for.
I don't think people were invited. I think it was like, wasn't it just?
That was just.
It was like very intimate, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was like just for the people that he knew there. That's why they did another one here because he lived here for
Years.
16 years.
Yeah.
Like his whole life was here. And
which is crazy.
yeah, that was so sad, but there was also some like pretty funny moments when I think back on it. in that. I remember like all the like OGs, we were just like laughing at certain things that were funny because he would have thought it was funny.
Yeah, he had a pretty dark sense of humor. He was awesome.
Yeah,
We talk about him every time.
Yeah.
Every time I see you, we always talk about him.
I miss him so much.
I do too.
And that's why I tell everybody, wear your seatbelts.
Yeah, wear a seatbelt, please. It's not that hard.
It's really not.
Put it on.
It's really not. And
I used to have seatbelt like PTSD after he died. Like I would get so scared when people didn't put their seatbelts on.
yeah.
And like I would have like I would be like, oh my God, I have to put my seatbelt on. Because it is like something, and in some states I'm pretty sure it's optional, like to wear a seatbelt.
Yeah.
But it's just like, and I don't know, I don't even feel secure in my car without one on. But when you're young, because he died when he was 17.
Yeah.
And it's like, does Wyoming have a seatbelt law?
I feel like they do, but at the same time, it's like so hobunky out there. Like he lived in a
and he was
town.
also just reckless.
Yeah, he was. Well, I forget. He had a stick and poke that said like "live free" or "live fast" or something like that, and it was fitting. And he struggled with his own stuff. And when I think about that, I had a lot of guilt about not being there in some of the ways that I feel like I should have been, but I also didn't know. To the extent, like I knew, because we talked about all kinds of stuff, and he knew, and I know he knew that I was there for him, and he was there for me, but I just didn't know the extent of like the substance abuse.
I had no idea.
Till like almost right before he died, maybe like a year.
I don't think I knew until you told me. Like I always kind of had a feeling that like when I would hang out with him, I'd be like, something's not. But I know there was something. I don't want to say there was something wrong with him, but there was something that wasn't.
Well, and he was like it was like a predisposition, like, but not even from his current life. Like he was like an indigo baby. He had, I know he multiple lives were lived before he came here. You know, like he had so many experiences, and I think he felt things so deeply. That was like one of the best things about him.
He was one of the most genuine people that I've probably ever met in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've to this day have ever met anybody like him.
Oh yeah.
He was like a mixture of like an old soul mixed with like a young soul, but he had so many experiences and got to experience so many things, especially being an only child. Like,
oh yeah, and his mom and dad like worked so like they worked so hard for him, you know,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, he's just very, 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 very loved, and a lot of it is he was who he was because of his parents, and they did such a good job with making him who he was. Like and he was just sweet and caring and a good friend, and he had values that not a lot of dudes have
at such a young age.
And
I remember one of the last messages I got from him was I had talked to him up until before he died. I think the last time I had talked to him was in that year, I think, or in the last year, because he died in March, or no, he died in July or June, end of June.
No, July 1st.
July 1st. So I think I talked to him like earlier that year was like the last time I talked to him. But like I do remember one of the messages he sent me was after I got I did my senior pictures when I graduated from high school.
Mm-hmm.
And he messaged me and was like, I mean this in the most like friendliest way possible, that you are so beautiful. And I was just like, oh my God, thank you. Like there were, people didn't talk like that when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was just talking to a bunch of douchebags. But like, I don't know. But like, and I remember thinking like, he is so nice. He was just always so nice to me. Like always. I don't think he's ever been mean to me.
Yeah.
Or was ever mean to me.
I don't think he had like a mean bone really in his body unless you were threatening something that he cared about.
Yeah.
Whether it was people, places, or whatever. You know what I mean? And yeah, he was good. He's good.
Yeah, he was a really, really great person.
And it's like so many things. Like he's more than like it's like it's a lot of people that struggle with different things. Like he was more than his like addictions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
but I didn't, like I said, I didn't even know until you told me, and it was after he died when you told me. When you told me like the details and the
oh
extent.
yeah, and some of it
of
I didn't
things.
learn until after.
Yeah, I had
you
no
know?
idea. He must have been like really functional or something.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
But he just yeah, I don't even know. I love him. I miss him.
I miss
And
him.
he's a lot of he's a big piece of me and why I try to be the way that I am.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was when like it started, but I guess it started a little later on in life for you.
Well, I mean, when you like, I think in excess, like when I started drinking in high school. I was like 16 or 17, but I never drove if I was drinking, and if I was driving, I wasn't drinking, and slowly it took that changed. Like you couldn't take my keys from me to save your fucking life. And if you tried, I'd probably try to punch you in the face, which is unfortunate. Like, except for like my buddy, I never did that to him. And there was a few times where he did get my keys, but and good for him, because but there was like so many times that I woke up and was like, how the fuck did I get here? I'm home and my car's outside. And it's like one of those like moments.
Yeah.
But it's not healthy. Like it's not safe. It's not safe for me, and it's not safe for like it's like at the very least, like I wish I cared more about other people. Like if I didn't care about myself, I should have been I cared about other people. Because when you're drinking and driving, it's not just you.
Yeah, it's everybody that's out.
Yeah, it's literally everybody that's out. And sometimes people that are sleeping, like you could run your car through someone's house, right through their living room.
I'm pretty sure that's happened.
That's happened. Yes,
yeah.
yes. I think that happened on Humble Hill a while ago.
Yep.
And even in my family, like I have somebody that's close to me that got in a pretty gnarly car accident, and he's alive, thank God. But it was gnarly, and it's just yeah, it's gnarly. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. It's really not. I think I wish more people thought about it that way. But would you say that after you got your DUI would have been your rock bottom? What was your rock bottom if that wasn't it?
I mean, maybe I think the DUI was some sort of rock bottom, but I don't know if I ever like truly hit it the way that I've like heard other people experience. Like I never didn't have a roof over my head and didn't have like support in certain ways. It was just whether or not I accepted the help, but I think like emotionally it was a rock bottom. I was tired of it's either like you get better or you lose everybody that you care about. And I didn't want to ruin another relationship. I have a really good girlfriend these days. She's really nice to me and I really appreciate it. And I try my best to be nice and not do the things I was doing when I was drinking. And I would call her and yell at her and all this stuff that I'm not proud of. And not just her. Like there was people like before that I shit all over. So I was just tired. I was sick and tired of my own shit. Yeah. And I'm like participating in my own downfall. And I started to care about it. Like yeah. I wish because the other times should have been the time, after the party, I think like I got the cops called on me after that like 2 times in one night, and then there was another time, And I always ended up with no shoes, no socks, no car keys, no phone, and ripping apart houses. And then in Oregon, I was at an Airbnb.
I remember that.
And I caused like $2,000 for the damage to this Airbnb that I had to pay for. So that was really cool. Super fun. Super fun.
That was cool.
Yeah. And the dude was really, he could have been way shittier, and he wasn't. And my experience getting arrested there, I've never had a bad experience even getting arrested, even if I know how weird that sounds. But it's like I was stuck in like a fight or flight, and like I didn't know what it was like to be safe for a while. And in those situations, even if I was the one that started it, I always felt like it wasn't me, and I had to start taking accountability for certain things. But it was just fight or flight, and I was not flying. I was gonna fight you. Unfortunately,
there was no fight or flight. It was fight.
And until you call the cops. And a lot of it was also emotional. Like some of the times they didn't call the cops because I was being aggressive. It was because I was talking about how I was going to kill myself and saying all this insane things that I was going to do to myself before I would do something to somebody else. And that, it was just a really, really dark time period. So I think there was like different variations of a rock bottom in each kind of scenario. It was just like Oregon was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
So that would be like when you decided that you were going to get sober, like your turning point, in a sense.
Right. And I started like as soon as I got back into town, I went to a Sunday night meeting, and I just went the last Sunday. I haven't been to a meeting for like 6 months.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
But a lot of like my experience with it, I think AA is super beautiful, but I also think it can be kind of toxic with certain things, because I understand getting somebody to take accountability for their own decisions and all this and that. But there is some of it that it's not. Some of it's not my fault. But a lot of it is. And I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to like front like it's not, but there's just like different things. But for the most part, it's like it's really cool, and I see it's just like how I feel about religion. It's like it's beautiful in its own ways, but some people have the capacity to like use it as a weapon and be rude and judgmental, and I think that's fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not super religious, which is weird because I went to private school. I went to Catholic school for like years.
I'm like, bless. I'm not religious, but it's like but the universe is real, right? Like, and it's like having faith in something that's like bigger, as far as like bigger than you, but something you can grasp. I think religion's weird, but no judgment, because like I said, everything has the capacity to be super beautiful.
So what have you experienced in your year of sobriety? Like, has your life changed in positive ways, or do you
I have a job.
You're like, I can finally work.
Well, yeah, and like that's the thing. It's like 30 days. By 30 days, I had a job interview.
Right.
And I got a job. Yeah, by 60 days, I was moving into
your apartment.
To my apartment that like I live where I work, and I don't have to worry about like destroying anything, and I can remember everything, and I get to experience everything to the fullest, even if it's shitty. And I am like medicated. So, and that helped. Like I wasn't sleeping before. I sleep now, and I'm not crazy all the time. And like, yes, there's like days here and there where it's like not it, but for the most part, everything is so much better. My relationships are better. I get to show up for my family. My grandpa died in September last year, and that was probably like, since I got sober, one of the hardest times where I was like driving around town because I didn't know what else to do, and I just kept thinking, I can't. Even if I want to, I can't. because if I do, then I can't go back up there and help my mom and take care of things that need to be taken care of. And that's like kind of how it is all over. Now I get to show up. I get to be present and do all of the things that I never did really before. And I try to not be self-centered so much. Like, I was so selfish back in the, like, even if I thought I wasn't, and going and like the way that I was raised was like to not be that way, right? Like, especially like with Isaac's mom in the picture, and learning and helping people growing up, and my mom being who she is, and helping people, whether it's outside or in the medical field, you know, like she's just like a really good person. I'm really proud of her. But I lost that part of myself, and going back into the rooms and talking to people who also experienced kind of those things, whether it was worse or on the same level, it just like it helped, and everything's better. I didn't go to the meetings for a while because my pissed offness kind of like took a minute to come into play. For others, it's like the second they start going, they're just angry that they have to be there. But that wasn't my experience. And after God, like, but it helped me a lot to like recenter myself and not put everything on, to not use my girlfriend as a therapist, and to like figure out how to help myself and how to show up.
Yeah.
And yeah, now I have a job, so that's cool, and that helps a lot. And I have a lot of I got a lot of cool stuff going on these days. I got top surgery in September last year.
I know.
So that was pretty cool. And I get to like help raise a little kid, which I never thought would ever happen to me.
I remember when you first told me that, I was like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
It was crazy. I was like, what? I was like, seriously? You like want to? I was like, wow. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh man.
I was worried.
I was worried at first.
I was worried.
I was worried at first too. And it was definitely a learning curve, because especially as like a step parent or just like another adult around like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was an adjustment for sure, but it's like one of the things that helps me kind of stay on the right track. And I'm trying to go back to school.
Really?
Do an X-ray tech program. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
So because I love where I work, but I also don't want to be there forever.
Valid.
And it's really nice not to have to pay rent. So I'm trying to save my money and stuff and go back to school so I can make more than I make now. So I can take care of myself and other things that need to be taken care of.
Yeah. You have a pretty solid girlfriend. She really stuck by you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even in the time, because there was a time where like we were separated for like a couple months, but she never like fully, she was still there for me in certain ways, but she had to do that. She had to, because I was a dick for a while, like I was coming out of something toxic and trying to adjust to something healthy, and I didn't know how to do that, and I did try to self-sabotage it a couple times.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
I remember when you came to my house and you showed me your tattoo that you got of her eyes. And I was so pissed at you. I was like, what? I was like, what did you do? Oh my God, I felt like your mother. And you're like, look, it's Izzy's eyes. And I was like, what are you doing? I was like, are you okay?
That was a manic.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was on a sick one.
Yeah.
But we were also, and it's funny because like we were separated when I got that.
I know, that's why I was so pissed. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's funny.
I think I texted Clarissa and I was like, I'm gonna beat him up.
I get so many compliments on that tattoo.
It's beautiful. It's a really, really beautiful tattoo. And you know what? Well deserved, because she really stuck by you. So
yeah.
You know, I was upset with you at first. I think I even asked you, I was like, are you manic? I was like, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm like, no.
And you were like, I'm fine. You don't like it? And I was like, no, I do. I was just like, aren't you guys? And I was confused. I was like, I thought you guys broke up. And you're like, I don't know. Well,
I don't know.
You like didn't give me an answer. And I was like, okay, whatever.
It was complicated.
You were like, it's complicated. I think you were wearing like I don't know. Oh my God.
Bro, yeah, it was complicated. It was
I remember when you were making amends. You were on what step is that?
I think it's like number 9 or something.
I remember when you were making amends.
I never even I'm not even gonna cap. I never truly got to that step.
But you did.
I did. I on on my own level, sure. Yeah, I've tried to make amends. I've been trying to do that but I haven't sat down and worked the steps.
Mhm.
I think there's multiple avenues of recovery, and if you can sit down and do these things on your own, you don't necessarily need to do a 12-step program.
Mhm.
But I see how it works for some people. But I technically I got to step 4 or 5. I sat and wrote everything down, but
Mhm.
I know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid. Yes, I've done stupid things, but I know how to apologize to people, or try to reach out. And if they don't, I worked on letting shit go.
Yeah. I remember when you were making amends with me, and I was like, you didn't do anything to me. I was like, why are you making amends with me? You're like, I just feel like I stressed you out a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, yeah, but it kept me on my toes. And you were like, well, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's okay.
Yeah. See, and I appreciate if I didn't have people like you and my buddy Sky, I don't really know where I would be, because I just am very grateful for the friends that I have, because that was a dark few years there, dude. And I always knew that I had people to come talk to, which was really nice. And I did feel really bad, because I made so many people worry. My sister thought I was gonna die. She thought every time somebody was calling about whatever, that I was dead. She was gonna get a phone call saying I was dead. And my mom felt the same way. And now that doesn't happen. You're not checking my location wondering if I'm in the Bay anymore or whatever. And my mom doesn't have to stay up at night worrying that I'm going to come thrashing through the house, or that I am going to hurt myself or other people.
I remember one time I talked to your mom, and then I took you to the hospital when you cut your leg open. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When you sliced your leg open, you're like, can you come over and take me to the hospital? I don't remember how you said it, and I was like, what? And I went over there, and there was just blood on the floor, and you were trying to wrap it, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And you were just like, oh, I just need a ride to the hospital. I think I need some stitches. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I think I talked to your mom. I was like, hey, I was texting her or calling her because you didn't have a phone. And I was like, hey, I just dropped Alex off. I don't know if you want to go meet up with him. And she goes, oh, I'm on my way. I talked to her on the phone for a little bit about.
I forgot that you drove me to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a lot of mental issues. I'm happy it's not like that really anymore. That was a year ago in March. I had to, because I needed a med adjustment, and I needed some stitches for sure. But I haven't felt that way since, maybe it took a few months, but I haven't felt that way for 9 months at least.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy, because I used to sometimes I drink specifically to hurt myself because I didn't know what to do. And that's scary. And the more research I've done on bipolar 2 and stuff like that, it's that tends to be what happens, especially if you're drinking. It's just and that's why the rate of suicide is higher in that kind of situation. And yeah, adding alcohol to it makes it a lot worse. There was a lot of times I was sitting on the floor in the bathroom and I couldn't get up, or I just was hoping I didn't wake up in the next day, and then being fucking mad that I did. But yeah, now I don't feel that way.
You're not the first person that's told me that. I think my friend Daniel told me he was trying to OD, and he woke up and he was pissed.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, this was not what the goal was.
Yeah, he was so mad that he woke up.
And I've heard other people say that in recovery, that there's been like a few times, like more than a few times, that's what like they had that kind of same experience, and nobody at the just nobody I knew in my personal circle had ever really felt the way that I felt. So not that I thought I was special or anything, because like everybody has a story, everyone's got a
Right.
sob story, dude. But yeah, yeah, it's wild. This is wild.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, your life's changed so much in a year.
A lot more than I like could have imagined, really.
Did you think that your life could go in that direction when you were in like your addiction?
No.
You just never thought
I just
your
thought
life was going to get better?
No, I thought I was going to be fucking miserable all the time, and that's why I started doing things. Like, I lived in Vegas right after high school. My mom, we moved there, and then we came back the next year, and I moved to Arizona, and every time, like, I was just continuing to do stuff and to move, to either not feel whatever I was feeling, but also to like experience things, because if I just didn't leave my room anymore, or didn't try to become like get a job and do real things, that it was just never gonna happen. And that's like, I don't know what people say, but it's like, do it sad, do it mad, do it angry, whatever.
Just do it.
Just do it. That's kind of where I got. I was like, oh, I'm like literally miserable all the time for more than half of my life. So why I can't not gotta go do something, even if you're sad. So I went to Buffalo and I got a solar job, and like I traveled and drove across the country three times or whatever. And I said, and it was cool, but like I don't think I was ever like genuinely happy. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And I never thought I could be this way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I get to show up, like, it's not like I like completely disconnected from the party scene or anything. I just don't participate in the same ways that everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm not worried about cops driving behind me. I'm not worried about getting pulled over. And I got my driver's license back. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it took a little bit, but only because I forgot. I didn't know that I had to pay Oregon to lift the suspension. So, and then I did that months ago. But I just got everything figured out. And
I thought that's why you asked me to pick you up, because I didn't know you got your license back.
Well, that was a month. That was like a few weeks before I got my DUI.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I was driving, but I don't think I had my car. I think Izzy had my car. Because she was driving, she drove it somewhere because her car was not doing good or something.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think I had my car. And my mom lived in Eureka at the time. So.
Yeah. I remember you'd always ask me for rides, and I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
you're so close, dude.
I know. It was across the parking lot. That was
lit.
Fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I miss that apartment.
Yeah, sometimes I do too, but
I had some good times in that apartment.
I feel it. Yeah, there's some stories up in there, dude.
Yeah, I was on my Snapchat memories. I'm not going to tell this story on camera, but some videos popped up of us saying goodbye to the apartment. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude.
And I was saying goodbye to it before you moved out. And I was like, oh my God, dude. It was like a random Saturday at like noon. And I was like, this is okay.
Yeah, I'm like, bless whoever took that big old U-Haul box wherever it needed to go. Because I forgot
about that.
I didn't know what to do with it. Yeah,
I don't even know what to do with it.
Oh man, it's so wild to think about that, because I don't do anything. Like, I was smoking so much weed in that apartment, and I don't smoke anymore, really.
I was going to ask you if you
It's
smoke.
like very seldom, and now I don't. Like, a lot of people don't think they're addicted to weed. I didn't, but I was like, I need to take a bong hit before I leave
I know.
every single time.
Yeah,
but I'm not
very
addicted
annoying.
or anything. Yeah, it's so irritating.
It was so annoying.
It's
And be like,
so-
are you serious, dude? We gotta go.
Dude, and that's like I've hung out with my friend that I took the Oregon trip with like a few times.
You have?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We talk now, just not. I keep my distance.
It's just not the same, or
Like it could be if I wanted it to be, but I don't agree with some of his life decisions
same.
because him at his core is still the same as he was a year ago. And if not, he's in deeper with certain things. So, and I can't do that all the time.
You can love him from a distance.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, right. And that's like where I'm at. And I would like to pour into people who don't want to just sit in misery.
remember-
Misery loves company, yo.
Yeah, I remember I used to tell you, I was like, if I ever see that guy, it's on site. I was like, he better hope I never run into him.
Yeah, which is like fair. And for a minute, like he didn't want to talk to me. He was so
No,
mad.
I remember.
He was so mad at me, which
Yeah.
is understandable.
I remember when you were making amends. That's why I brought that up. That you did reach out to him.
Yeah, I did.
And you told me about it.
Yeah, it was that. It's so weird. So weird. Yeah, at least I don't feel guilty anymore. Like, whatever, dude.
You're like, it happened.
Yeah,
Let it go.
pretty much. And he's good. He's good about it. He's good about it.
That's good that you guys are at least on like talking terms though, because I had no idea you guys were on talking terms.
Yeah, I've like done a couple side jobs with him, or like gone and helped when he calls me, or like he'll call me to talk about whatever the fuck he wants to talk about, and I'll just listen. I can't relate, but I'll
Yeah.
listen.
Of
Like,
course.
and it's just like love somebody from a distance, because I just can't be so wrapped up in that anymore, especially because I have shit I need to do. I have places I want to be at, and I can't get there if I'm drinking all the time. Like, we were just bad influences on each other, because from what I know is that he doesn't drink as much as he used to either, which is like healthy. I think he just disassociates by playing video games now, which like same, but I don't even play video games every day, and like, so I'm trying to not. Like, you gotta sit with stuff and figure it out and move on and take accountability and apologize if it's necessary. And there's a few people that I've tried to reach out to, and I might try to reach out to him again. Like I said, like there's a lot of people few people in the cabinet shop that really tried, and I didn't even know I was using certain things, but I would like to be able to take them to lunch and apologize to them and let them know that nothing that they were doing was wrong.
Mhm.
I just wasn't ready to do a lot of stuff and change my life and my circumstances, or let people, places, things go.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I remember thinking, I was like, he's just not ready yet. And that's fine. I was like, I'm still going to be his friend. I was like, it's fine.
and I wasn't
And
coming
then when
into
you
your
read-
apartment, right? Ripping your shit up.
Yeah,
So.
I loved you. Like, I still do, of course. But like, I don't think I was as affected as other people were by it.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe you were just like, I'm not going to do that to Angelica or
Yeah.
something. But like, I didn't really like party with you unless it was like a work event.
Yeah, like I think
I think we maybe casually went out a couple times or ran
Yeah.
into each other out
For sure.
when you were with like other people, but I never got to experience like the experiences that you're talking about or anything. Which
Yeah.
I'm honestly really grateful I did.
Oh
Did
yeah,
it?
I mean, me too. Like, you know how fucking embarrassing it is to wake up.
I always got the aftermath of your like mayhem. Like you'd call me like after the fact.
You get the cliff notes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so funny, dude.
And
Like,
honestly, I like that better.
well, yeah, nobody wants to experience that. Like, it was either really fun or really bad.
Yeah,
And
there was never an in between.
No,
From
no.
what I heard.
Nope.
And
No,
then
no,
the
no.
times that I did see you out or we did, run into each other, it was positive.
Yeah, right.
I never got to see
Well, because
like,
you've never not one time in my life made me sad. I always am happy to see you
yeah.
and hang out or whatever. I don't know. Like, it's hard to pinpoint like when things would go so bad, but it was like I didn't like I said earlier, there was like minimal actual healing going
Mhm.
on, and I just let everything that I had gone through since I moved home fester, and it just all started tipping at some
Mhm.
point. So
Yeah.
And you were never a part of that.
Yeah. I tried my best to always be good.
And my
to you.
mom wasn't either.
She was just there.
Yeah.
I think she was just there. You
And
lived with her.
Yeah, I did technically, but I like essentially wasn't there for like a little over a year. I was living in someone else's place for pretty much. And yeah, dude, I was really quick. I had no tolerance for anybody, really. And especially for my mom, which is the most unfortunate part about it, because like I've said before, she's great. She's so good. Like, yeah, whatever. Everybody's got their little shit stories sometimes, but I love her so much, and I feel so bad for the things that I have put her through. But now, for the first time since I was like 17, she can not have to worry about me and my sister. So,
Well, your sister's, she's always been like, I don't really know much about her, but from what I hear, she's always been like really great.
yeah, no, she's pretty good. Sometimes she can be a bitch.
I think anybody can.
But that's like that's like a sister thing. And I don't think she's that way more so now. Like when I was drinking all the time, that's how I would end the fucking phone call. She'd say something, I'd like ask her for something and she'd tell me no, and I'd just lose my shit. So it's like it's all about perception and perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's a wonderful human.
Yeah.
She's great. She's in town right now.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. And like she's my twin, like we're twins. But I was like this close to not having her in my life either. Cause dude, she graduated from NAU in 2022. And that was the night I kicked my dad in the chest.
Oh my God.
So drunk, dude. Like, and I like ruined her graduation.
I just can't imagine you doing like the things you tell me. I'm like, what, little old Alex? No, I'm like, he would never.
Right.
And then you're like, your hands are all fucked up and stuff, and I'm like, oh, and you're like, yeah, dude, I just lost it, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I said that the other day too. I was like, wow, it's like for the first time in years, my hands don't hurt all the time. I remember every time I was in the drunk tank, I was hammered. And in Oregon, I was drunk when they let me go. I just blew under a 0.05 or whatever. And then they could let me go. And
then you drove back.
Yeah. But I got coffee and I ate something before.
Yeah, I remember you called me and you were like, I just got out of jail. I got a DUI. And you were like really, really down about it.
The crazy part about it is I wasn't actually driving when they caught me.
No, I know.
They got called because of the domestic stuff.
The disturbances.
And I was glad that they were there.
Yeah. You almost crashed your car that night. Didn't you go off the road or something?
I pulled over. I curbed it.
That's what it was.
Somebody thought I hit something, but I didn't. I just pulled over to text and I look over and some dude's like staring at me. Yeah. But no, it's all good now. It is what it is.
I mean, you fixed it. You handled it.
Yeah, I knew what to do. That's what I liked about how at least have been going to the room, like the AA rooms before. At least I knew where to go. Like being so like beaten down and I had nothing at that time. I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do, and I didn't want to sit at home. And then I started finding other activity. Like you gotta find joy in the simple things, like cleaning, like making your space, and caring about yourself, like showering on a regular basis and things like that, and brushing your teeth. Like I fucked my teeth off drinking all the time. I only got 4 molars, dude. I lost half my fucking molars drinking because I just wasn't taking care of my teeth. So, which sucks because I had braces for so long. It was like $7,000.
Yeah, you had braces for a long time.
Yeah, and I had really nice teeth until I came back here. And then I started caring about everybody but myself. And then inadvertently, like, causing a lot of damage, thinking I was doing something good.
Yeah.
So, but at least I can tell the difference now.
Yeah. I'm so glad that we got to finally do this because it was something that we talked about from even before you decided to get sober.
Yeah, I remember when you said that. You're like, are you actually going to stay sober this time?
Oh my God, don't call me out by my name. On our way here, I'm not going to lie, I was like, happy anniversary. I was like, do you want to take a shot?
Dude, like, that's so funny because, like,
it's all love.
Yeah, and that's
I would
the thing.
never actually encourage you to relapse ever.
No, I know. And that's like the funny part is I don't. Like, I've been around people drinking handles. I don't want it.
That's good.
I don't care. Like, and I have some other friends, like, I'll buy them a beer. That's the thing, is I just don't, I know what it's gonna do to me. And even if I think, like, and I'm not like the kind of problem drinker that it starts that way. Like, it's if I do it and get away with it, then I'm gonna do it again, and it's just gonna progressively get worse. Like, I could have 2 beers or 1 beer, and then 3 days later have 3 or 4, and then it just goes like so on and so forth. Yeah, and then so it's not like I wake up, like, after the first time, like, I'd wake up and everything is down the drain and I just like burned everything to the ground. But that's not the scary part.
Yeah,
it's the progressive, and that's like what people say addiction is like a disease or whatever. It's like an allergy. I don't know how much I agree with all of that.
I don't think anyone said it was an allergy.
Yeah, no. In the big book,
really?
Dude, it says it's a physical. It's like, yes, it's a physical allergy. Like, people, like, without they say something like that. It's like, yeah, it's like a physical allergy of the body, because when you put something in it, you make the decision to have the first one, but then you're like you're on a sick one after that. I don't like, but that's like one of the things that I don't necessarily agree with all the time. Like, I'm sure there was, I don't know. There's times where it's I don't know. I could, but I don't know where it's gonna go. Like, will I ever stop at one? I don't know. Do I want to find out? Not necessarily. But I also think, like, people can heal themselves enough to be able to do that. Some people can do that. Like, it's not a thing that can be done.
Yeah.
You just get, like, it's all mental, dude. It's all mental. And I don't want to forever be a drunk or like labeled as an alcoholic for the rest of my life. Just like the transition stuff. Like, that's not my personality. That's not, like, that's just a piece of who I am.
Exactly.
Like, and having that, and having a drinking problem is just a piece of who I was, and a little bit of who I can be if I choose to do that. But I'm in a way better headspace now, you know? So,
yeah.
So I think some people can recover enough to maybe make better decisions if they so choose to do that. I'm not encouraging anybody to go out there and try it, but I've known people that had a lot of horror stories, and now they have 3 beers and they're done. And it's over a period of time. So I think recovery looks different for everybody, and there's a few different avenues to do so, even if it's harm reduction. And all that shit's out of your body in 4 days anyway. Like, so I don't know. It's just a weird little 50-50 mix, dude.
Oh my God. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody that could be possibly going through what you're going through?
Like, anybody that's like still drinking or going through the recovery process type of deal or whatever.
Both.
Well, it's like, yeah, I guess with like any substance or any mental health disorder, like, you're not alone, even if it feels like it. You're never going to be alone. And it takes a lot to admit that there's a problem or that you need help. And that's the first step. And it doesn't make you weak to do that. It's okay to lean on people. And it's okay to go find a group and separate from certain people, because not everybody has your best interests in mind or in their heart, even if they think so. So, and life's worth living. It really is. And everybody deserves to be loved. So,
Period.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. I love that. Well, happy anniversary. Thank you for finally. I'm so happy. I remember I tried to get you come on earlier and you're like, nope. And you were like, not until I hit a year.
Yeah, that was my goal.
Yeah.
And now look at time flies.
Yeah. I know. Oh, I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out, bud.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I know. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know when I'm going to have another episode. I was just really wanting to do this for one of my best friends. I'm in school and stuff, and I've got a lot going on, but I will be picking up more often. So if you're watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And that's it.
Sick.
Cool.
See you later, skater.
Peace.